Please work. I'm actually going to get... There we go, we are! Live and underway, which makes sure the volume is working. There we go, we are! And we are all good to go. Welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to this beautiful Monday evening for a lovely league race. My name is SR Zook. I will be your host for this evening. And joining me in the commentary box is, well, a Jack Daniels glass. That will join me today. Not actually Jack Daniels, they'll just have some Coca-Cola in it. But as you can tell, we are on our singular, on our ones for this sprint week event. And yeah, we're here for the sprint week. Come on, get your track map up. Obviously, we are here for the Spanish Grand Prix, round 4 of 18 in the championship. Obviously, last time out in Cota, I do believe. Yeah, we were in Cota last week in replacement of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. But this week is the first of the 3 sprint races. And obviously, if you've been a viewer of FRL for a while, since season 14, you will know how the sprint race works. We'll start today off with a one-shot qualifying session before we head into the sprint round, and then the full length, obviously 50% in both. We've got an 11-lap sprint, a 33-lap race. So we've got Indigo in the chat. Hope you're doing good, mate. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Yeah, always in good spirits and in the commentary box. Obviously, love doing it, so can't complain, can ya? But we're going to go look at your championship standings for this weekend, for this race. Waiting to stay watching the ball builders Wagga winning. Hmm? Fair enough. But your championship standings so far are as follows, if I can find it properly. Look, this is just me being a dumbass at times. But obviously your championship hasn't been, obviously the penalties haven't been applied as of yet. Ignalis is your championship leader for the Alpine team at the moment. The Lithuanian comfortably leading the way by only 6 points, however, to his closest compatriot, the Flying Dutchman, in Nils Sarno, after 2 mistakes. Okay. But yeah, Nosano off the back of P2 in Cota. Eganal is still the only driver at the moment to secure a top 5 finish in every one of our 3 Grand Prix of the season. Your race winner last week, Cassidy, jumps from the bottom of the championship right up to 4th after his race win. 12 points off Morgan Castenby. Obviously, Morgan moving up to F1, so should be a good chance for the Flying Scotsman to make his way up into the top 3 of the championship. Mr. Consistent, the level-headed Latvian in Edzak, as well, tied on points with Cassidy, so it'll be interesting to see how that one deals out between the Alpine and the Williams, and that completes your top 5 in the championship. Going into the Constructors, Alpine are currently sitting high and mighty on 73 points. Williams, Mercedes, after a great result for them last time out, 47 points. Alfa Romeo, Ferrari are on 42 points. Aston Martin, the brothers, are on 36. AlphaTauri, Honda, well, Red Bull Powertrain now, on 28. Mercedes, AMG, Petronas, 2 points behind them, and the battle is brewing even more with Red Bull Racing in 7th, behind the sister team and behind their arch rivals in Mercedes AMG. 21 points for them. And following just 1 point behind them is the good old-fashioned Scuderia, the pride of Italy, as some might say. Ferrari in 8th. The American boys, it's Haas in 9th, with McLaren sitting uncomfortably at the back of the grid. Today, though, we do have the first qualifying ban, unfortunately, of the season. That is going the way of the Scuderia, and it is to Ballboy 57. So he will be serving that in the one-shot quali. He'll be retiring at the start, so we'll start the back at the sprint. But a lap around the Spanish Grand Prix takes you down the long straight here today, and I need corner names. There we go. We've got the perfect ones here. Well, this isn't ideal, but I'll just use the image below it. But that's perfect. There we go. We found one which has corner numbers on as well. But on the run to turn 1, 2, it's medium speed corner, 4th gear ideal there, and possibly one of your best overtaking zones after the long DRS straight. Into turn 2, then the long-winded right-hander of turn 3. Again, easy to lose the car there. We saw it with Romain Grosjean a few years back, losing the car at that exact corner on the exit, and can lead to catastrophe. As Repollo, turn 4. I'm not going to really remember turn names, so good luck with that. Repsol, turn 4. The again, another fast right-hander, this time the opposite direction to turn 3, as we basically go back in the direction we came. 4th gear there before we head to seat. AKA turn 5, the 3rd gear corner that is. And very easy, very critical, your traction zone now on the run to turn 6. And then the infamous 7 and 8. Easy to lose your car there. You need to nail that one. Absolutely pin-pop perfect. Before you go into the infamous fast right-hander of Campsa. Again, easy to lose the car there or exceed your track limits. As whoever's made this one is... That's a 1993 one, that's why. It meant... There is no corner name for 9 now, or 7, or 5. Mint. To be fair, well, there is, but I probably won't be remembering them. Before we go into La Corsa, aka the sweeping left-hander of turn 10. See, we've seen that for 2022 and 2021 previously, not on the game. However, for 2021... But now a faster corner into 11 and 12 before your critical run into 13. The chicane is gone, and it is now a double right-hander. 13 into 14. Mess that up, and your run into turn 1 is going to be a long and arduous one. But it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, it's now the balance of high downforce, low downforce. What's going to be working better throughout the track? Obviously, go lower downforce, you can hook up beautifully. So just waiting on the time. Unfortunately, we only have 14 drivers today, but it'll be interesting to see. But previous winners of the Spanish Grand Prix here in FRL F2. And so I'm just going to go into the old F2 archives. Previous winners from Season 1 onwards includes Gennaro winning here in Season 1 of F2. Season 2 of F2 saw the infamous Montana take victory in one of the most dominant F2 seasons we've had in a long, long time. Season 3, we saw Boastman win before GHR not having the Spanish Grand Prix, a bit of an absence. Amenda won here in Season 4 of F2. Season 5 of F2 had NSX Giorno winning. Before Season 6, a familiar face to you guys, the man in the Aston Martin, Mr. Rackler, taking victory here, so he knows how to win in Spain. It'd be interesting to see if he's able to replicate that here this evening here in F2. But Season 7, it was the German in his 5th win in 6 rounds in Season 7. He won the Spanish Grand Prix. Before it was Bunty in Season 8 taking victory in here. We had a few misses. Season 9 we didn't turn up before our last winner at the Spanish Grand Prix, Pepine, took victory. But hopefully very shortly we will get underway for this one. As we said, not many people have won here back to back in F2. I mean, because if you but in F1 F2 specifically, the last time we were at the Spanish Grand Prix, it was your title winner taking victory. But 14 drivers on the grid, but it's always the same old saying, quantity is not good. No, that's not the saying. It's quality over quantity. I don't know how I got that mixed up that bad, but anyway, we will take you through a lap here in one-shot quali. Don't forget the Scuderia of Bullboy will be retiring in this one-shot quali. I'm just saying this in case he's watching, so he knows to retire the car. Because I don't want him to get a massive penalty. Because he has been penalised, he's been told. Yeah. But I'm going to quickly try and get a better track map up with better names. And you know what, I'm just going to do corners. As what is this? We've got the rain! The heavens have opened up here from Cota to America, to Spain, my apologies there, as the countdown has started. But we have wet weather conditions for the one-shot qualifying session here today. This is going to prove to be particular, especially if there is a dry sprint and a dry feature. We are going to have a very, very, very mixed up grid, I feel. And it's going to be who can wrestle the car. But we're going to ride on board with Michael here. Let me just check something. Yeah, Bullboy's running. So that will be. We'll ride on board with Edzak, the man in P7 at the moment. Very jumbled up order at the moment. There we go, Bullboy has retired. He has served his penalty. But through turn 3 we go. The Alpine driver on the intermediate compounder tyre. We're not going to look at times and sectors. Cassidy currently out on top. And Stephen is currently in 4th. And this is what I mean about a mixed up grid. And one shot just being so critical to be here. But Edzak now going a little bit dejected down here, but it's still Cassidy out on top. Edzak is still tossing it up here. That sounds so wrong. Jumping it up with JB still in second though is the Alpine driver, the level-headed Latvian through turn 9. And here we go, on the run to turn 10. Easy to lose the car on exit here, especially in these treacherous, wetter conditions. The man in P2 at the moment goes a little bit wide through turn 12. Through turn 13 we go. Brakes in 8th gear. That might have just cost him a little bit more He's currently in third. I don't think it's going to be provisional pole here. As yeah, nope, it's glitched there. But Cassidy will take your pole position for the Spanish sprint. 6/10 the gap. Cassidy, the Flying Scotsman, takes provisional pole. But provisional? No, it's actually pole. And in the stats, that's going to be pole for the Flying Scotsman. It's +1 to his stat. It's the McLaren of JB in second place. And lining up on that front row to go. But what that by Cassidy that was. 6/10 is the gap. Whether he was on a wet setup or not, we will not know. Edzak in third. O'Steven lines up on the second row of the grid. Ignelis, the Lithuanian, in the annual championship leader in fifth, with Mickey at his home Grand Prix here in sixth. Followed on is Rackler and it's the brothers on the fourth row. It's Michael and Nilsano on the fifth row. Berry and VIP on his return to FRL on the sixth row. Humanoid and Bullboy share the seventh and final row in this Grand Prix. But we are going to be sprinting away here. This isn't the marathon. This is the sprint. The rain has gone, and the sun is beaming down on us here at the Circuit de Barcelona de Catalunya. Here in, well, Barcelona, of all places. If you couldn't tell, we're in Barcelona. I don't know what to tell you. But it is the the Flying Scotsman Cassidy, maintaining his form after his great win at the USGP in Kota. He's left off where he's carrying on where he left off. And could we see a double victory? But it's gonna be the formation lap. Got ya! But we're going to look at the tyres. We're just going to get everything up and going. Your tyres. Cassidy starts on that softest red wall tyre. JB and Humanoid are your only two medium compound runners at the current point. Could that come back to bite him? The tyre wear isn't as high, but don't forget the tyres do significantly drop off with grip at 25%. Don't forget, with the sprint, we do have the zero stop in place. No pit stops are required, so don't lose your front wing. Remember, even in the sprint, the race isn't won at turn 1. And let's hope we don't see any kamikaze style dive bombs from anyone on the grid. We just don't want to see it. And thankfully the weather has not been spoiled for us, so we're going to be going in there blind and hoping to see. But it's going to be the Flying Scotsman on pole, as Michael has left the session, so I'll quickly try and get him back in. I'll get him back in myself, just so people, that is a bit quicker. But it's going to be Cassidy on that pole position for this sprint. On the soft side. Oh, he's been disqualified! Oh no, you don't want to see that anytime soon. Berry, Mickey and Humanoid all joining him. And don't forget, the glitch has been fixed. We're not going to have anyone, as we're just waiting. I think that's on Michael's AI. I have invited him in as we're waiting. Who's that? What the... Huh? The hell? Ah, for fuck's sake, I think it's glitched. as we are unfortunately going to have a lobby restart. I'm going to take a quick photo for Stephen, just so he, in case he needs it, as that is your grid. But this is a good lap from VIP. Unfortunately, everyone else is on the grid. So it looks like we are going to be leaving the lobby. But we will be getting underway very shortly. Apologies for this. We don't like to have a league, well, a virtual. I'm gonna have a last bit. I'm gonna have a last bit of Coca-Cola in the bottle. Actually, now I'll save the rest for the feature. Might need it. 14 drivers. Okay, so official confirmation: the formation lap will be turned off. But we will get underway very shortly. I should really do this, shouldn't I? I know I'm opening it, but we could just do this for you guys. As we are just waiting for Mr. O'Stephen to get us back into the lobby. Or just go on board with, I don't know, the Williams. But we will get underway very shortly here for the Spanish Grand Prix. As we're just waiting for the invites to roll out. So if you do see some blue screens, my apologies for that to you guys at home. We do want to we're going to get underway hopefully very soon. I have given O'Stephen as the grid. I just need a bloody invite. I'm just keeping an eye out. So my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We will get underway hopefully very soon for the Spanish Grand Prix. Your grid will remain the same. We should get underway very soon. Apologies for this delay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just check and see, because I actually don't know if I get the invite. I'm going to quickly pause the broadcast and just see if we do. My apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. As thank you to Neil Sarno there, he has got me in. As I am the streamer, cheeky bugger. There we go. As we now have 15 drivers. Wait, what? No. 14. There we go. I'm a spectator. We have the same 14 drivers. We just need Rackler to get into his seat. I'm gonna go to sleep, and we might wake up when the race has started. Sprint, Charlie, if you can't tell about the time, we've had a lobby restart. So we have had qualifying, and just to confirm, if you've just entered the stream, we have Cassidy on pole, Flying Scotsman, taking it by 6/10 to JB in second. Then it was Edzat, the level-headed Latvian, in third. O'Stephen for the Scuderia took fourth with Ignelis in fifth. Sixth place was Mickey with the brothers taking the fourth row. It was then... Ooh, this is a good guessing game for me. Michael F1 in 9th, alongside Neil Sarno in 10th. The man in 11th, everyone is wondering about, is Berry the Beer for Haas, with VIP GTA Gamer on his return to FRL in P12. Your back on the grid will be Humanoid in 13th, with Ballboy sitting at the back. Mixed fortunes for the for two Ferrari cars. As we are just getting your grid lined up, and Stephen is getting it done for us now, and hopefully he will give us the green flag to get underway. We will have dry running for the whole event now. We did have the wet one-shot quali, but we will have a fully dry event now, as we are getting ready here to go. Green flag running to the end. Remember, no formation lap will be taking place today, as that is literally just is the sole reason we have a lobby restart. Now I'm quickly going to close my curtains here today. But don't forget, if you are new to the FRL channel, don't forget to drop us a subscribe to make sure that red button turns to grey to keep up to date with the league. Tomorrow will be, again, the Spanish Grand Prix, this time for FRL F1. And make sure to join our two hosts there, Mr. O'Stephen and Mr. Ballboy. The Scuderia team are going to be lining up together. Don't forget, we are going to have 30 seconds for everyone to set up their to get their setups, to load their strategies. Don't forget, no pit stops will take place. But I don't think there is a rule stating that everyone has to be on the same tyre. If there is, don't forget that JB and Humanoid are starting on the medium compounder tyre. Everyone else is choosing the red-walled compound of tyre, aka the grippy softs. Or if you want to get freaky, the sticky softs indeed. But 11 laps will be awaiting us here of non-stop action. This is the sprint, not the marathon. The marathon will take place afterwards for the 33 laps of the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Remember, 14 turns around here on the clockwise circuit, consisting of medium speed corners. Oh, here we go. But it's going to be 5 red lights for the Spanish sprint. And we are underway here. I'm just quickly going to get you the lap data here. But Cassidy has had a brilliant start, and he's already leading ahead of JB. He's moved to the inside line of Aston Martin. They're 4 wide in behind. The brake marker is gone. He's at exact level-headed Latvian around the inside into the... And now O'Stephen has got attack. O'Stephen is a bit of provisional P3. Is still the Flying Scotsman out on top. JB in second, O'Stephen in third. And the Alpine is coming back a little bit there, 3 wide. Rackler's picked up a 5-second time penalty, but his brother Mikael van Dongen is fighting the experienced Ferrari man, the Michael Schumacher of the league. Unfortunately, Michael Schumacher with no titles, but it is Van Dongen ahead of the Scuderia. Ferrari, so the Flying Scotsman now on top the JB in second, already breaking for the RS now. Zach looks down the inside. And now here comes the flying Alfa Romeo Sauber, already from 10th on the grid to 6th on the grid. It's the Flying Dutchman of Nils Sarno, and maybe up 5th on the grid. He's ahead of Ed Zach. Ed Zach had an absolutely horrible start from 3rd on the grid. But it's the Flying Scotsman. He is absolutely living up to his nickname here, Cassidy. I was going to make a point about Rangers Football Club. We're going to say it now. The Ranger, the Flying Scotsman, still out on top. Rackler is into the pit lane here. And don't forget, don't leave, please. Big gainers as well. VIP GTA Gamer on his return. It is already up into your point page positions. Do not forget, in the sprint race, it is only your top 8 picking up points. First picking up 8 crucial points. And speaking of which, second place picks up 7. And speaking of second place, Van Dongen looks absolutely alive right now on that softer compounder tyre. The switchback of dreams, as you could say, for the man driving for the Silverstone outfit, just staying in behind the McLaren here. It's Woking versus Silverstone here. It's Woking versus Northampton. And currently Woking still out on top. But here, the Italian team as well, looking all over the back of the inside here. As no moves look to be made into turn 10. Ballboy all over the back of the Williams and Michael. Here, his contrast and emotions down at the Williams team. But Michael Van Dongen, he's going to make the move out of turn 14. He needs a brilliant run out of 14 here. Here comes the Aston Martin. As don't forget, there's no point awarded for your fastest lap. Speaking of which, is it going to be 2 Dutchmen making overtakes? Van Dongen is into second place. Now Sarno is up to 4th. The 2 Brits got their pants pulled down by the 2 Dutchmen in the run into turn 1. And it's still Ed Zach struggling on that soft compounder tyre, and he's going to be hoping for this sprint to be over soon. But this is still a sprint to remember here. This is the battle for P2, and it's still 4 cars, not even separated by a second at the moment. Further back, Berry Beer on the outside of Mr. VIP GTA Gamer, who's I think he swapped to the medium compounder tyre. Unless he started on him, and he still stays ahead of Berry. But here comes Michael into turn 9. You don't make a move there, Michael. Oh no, Nilsano has gone for a spin. But Michael makes one of the brave moves of the race at the moment, and that is a phenomenal move into turn 9. You don't make a move there, Michael, you cheeky bugger. But Michael defies the laws of physics. Now the DRS is going to be wide open, so Van Dongen is going to be on attack mode here. Edzak as well, up to 4th. He's got the DRS here. Van Dongen's already made his one and only defensive move. All he can do. Battery gone. JB swoops past into turn 1. JB is back up into second place. VIP GTA Gamer is ahead and up into 6th place. And Michael F1 says thank you very much. I will take 7th place from the Mercedes Works team. But could that be a penalty going Mickey's way for not going the correct side? Well, I'll say for rejoin there. We do have it in the director's notes, I believe. But this is a race to remember at the moment. Don't forget your DRS detection points if you do want to know. Out of turn 8 and into turn 14. Your 2 DRS detection points. No playing DRS chicken this week, as Berry the Beer picks up a 3-second time penalty, your first track limit violation of the week. And we saw, I think that was the Mercedes and Mickey going wide as well. But now we seem to have a bit of a DRS train forming behind JB. JB seemingly wanting to try and back up Van Dongen into Edzak here. That medium compound tyre just not seeming to work well at the moment as we go on to the 5th of 11 laps here. And now it's all or nothing here. Well, it's not all or nothing, but Michael Van Dongen, he's going to want to make the move. Now they're both out of battery, but Van Dongen into turn 1. Squeezes JB out just slightly, but is up and through into second place and onto that elusive front row at the moment. JB just going to look all over the back here. Further back, I think Berry the Beer is all over the back of the Ferrari works team here, and he looks down the inside, and I think that's a little bit of contact there between the Ferrari and the Haas here. Bullboy making a decent enough recovery from the back of the grid into 9th at the moment, and is going to hope for a little bit more of Mr. Consistent, the 3-time world champion. He knows what to do to win races. He's not the fastest, but he's definitely one of the most consistent and one of the most frustrating to drive against, I will admit. But he's frustrating in a good way. With his teammate up in 5th, scoring a healthy 4 points. That's further back of it now, Humanoid making the move past Ignelis. Oh no, that's an illegal overtake, it looks like there. Ignelis not having a champion-worthy drive at the moment, but he might be looking to try and make his way back up in the sprint, in the feature, my apologies, where the big points are going to score. And speaking of which, guess who's back? JB is back past the Aston Martin, and all of this is really helping the Alpine driver of Edzak here. Both of these two are out of battery. Edzak has got battery here, and he's going to be licking the level ahead of Lavian. It's going to want to try and make the moves as quick as he can here, as he's one of the only ones really conserving his battery at the moment. This is smart play from the Latvian driver. And as we go through turn 7 here, he's not going to deploy his battery here, he won't. But now the top front 2 are conserving. JB is out now. Looking on behind, Michael Van Dongen is conserving, and he's playing this to absolute perfection. Now they've dropped O'Stephen out of the RS here, and now he's going to be susceptible to the other Scuderia. It's the Scuderia Alpha Tauri here. But don't forget Michael. Michael looks absolutely electric at the moment in that Williams car. The Williams team picking up form as of late, obviously a P1 and a P6 last time out in Kota. But here comes VIP GTA Gamer on his return. He hasn't lost the magic. Your F4 Season 1 World Champion is back up and through. Oh no! Is that contact further back? That's damage to the Williams. Mickey sent it for absolutely nowhere. And Michael from 7th in this race is now into 9th. No M plate on the left hand side. No, on the right hand side, my apologies. Right side end plate damages. There's yellow flags. That's the Mercedes off. Mickey gone for a spin. And some could say that it could be a little bit of Galma for the dive bomb. But that was I think that's a reset to track right there. The guy's been caught in 4K, as that's the Haas. Berry the Beard's gone. The Haas has gone for a spin now, as Nilsano decides he loves going into the gravel there. But Berry the Beer has gone for a spin now, and everything is starting to open up for Ignelis. And that's another one. Umroy just gone for a half spin, and another thing opens up for your championship leader, as Michael F1. As the newcomers to F2 struggling, not all of them. One newcomer to F2 who's not struggling is the man returning to FRL. It's VIP up in 5th. Michael Van Dongen already again past JB. And it's going to be a last lap shooter here between the McLaren and the Aston Martin, the 2 British cars. As now it's going to be, it looks to be a little bit of Ferrari civil war at the moment. O'Stephen is holding up his teammate here. And is Bullboy going to launch it? Or is he going to play the team game, secure the points? for the team from Maranello score. Again, with how close the battle for P5 in the championship is at the moment, the smart thing to do for these two is to secure these 5 points. These 5 points are critical. With Red Bull not turning up, Mercedes aren't scoring. Just looking through the constructor standings, I'll just have a quick look for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Ferrari 8th in the championship at the moment, but 20 points. With this result here, they'll jump Red Bull Racing. They will close the gap massively to just 1 point behind Mercedes. The only issue they've got right now is VIP GTA Gamer scoring 4 points, but that is still going to leave them 7 points behind, as Michael F1 has retired in the pit lane. That's the yellow flags for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. He will start from the back of the grid here in the Spanish Grand Prix. A bit gutting, to be honest, to see, but still 3 laps to go, and it still seems to be Ferrari civil war at the moment. But Cassidy is struggling. The gap between Cassidy and Van Dongen is closing. Cassidy just needs to hold this 8/10 gap that he has to keep Van Dongen out of his DRS here. And genuinely speaking, we could see a featurement and a sprint win for the Flying Scotsman. As I think, yeah, Humanoid. Oh no, there's massive damage, and I think, yeah, that is the Haas. That is the Haas, and I think that's contact between Berry the Beer and Humanoid. As there's yellow flags in behind for Humanoid down at turn 8. But still, as we go on to, I think there's lap 10 now of this Grand Prix, of this Sprint Grand Prix, as I'll call it today. And we're going to ride on board again with the Ferrari Civil War. Is O'Steven going to go for it into turn 1? There's no team orders at the Scuderia today. O'Steven is ahead of Ballboy. And Frederick Vasseur is going to be screaming at his 2 drivers. What are you doing? Stop! Secure the points! As I think, Humanoid has now dropped to the back of the grid. He has gone for another spin, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does retire from this sprint. He doesn't, however, and that we do commemorate here in FRL. We do love to see drivers finishing races despite a lot of bad luck. And that will look very positively towards the head of staff. Ignatius Championship leader, how's he in 8th? He's been struggling, to be honest. He's not been... he is struggling slightly on that softer compound tyre. We could see high tyre pressures. Ferrari, what are you two doing? The Ferraris, this is civil war and a half at the moment. Here today, ladies and gentlemen, as Ignatius Championship leader, how? Don't forget, Bunty, Championship leaders can have an off day. They're not all Max Verstappen. And don't forget, this is only the sprint, but we are on the final lap here today. And Ballboy is going to get past his teammate and will be your lead Ferrari on this final lap of the race. But can O'Steven maybe scrap back from his teammate here? This is only for 6th. But this is an enthralling battle at the moment. As we're going to look ahead, VIP, he's not lost his old spark. He's all over the back of the McLaren. Dark Trace right in his eyes here. As now he's going to try and make the move on this final lap here. And this is full position, don't forget, for the race. It's for that critical 2nd row. You don't want to start on the 3rd. But don't forget, this will be your inside line as well. But VIP is going to think better of launching a silly dive bomb down the inside of the McLaren. The Ferraris are going to hold station to the end. But your sprint winner, it was your winner in Kota. And the Flying Scotsman continues the momentum. It's Cassidy to take victory in the Spanish sprint. Michael Van Dongen 2nd is at best there. Edzak comes back to 3rd. It's JB in 4th. VIP on his return in 5th. Ballboy and O'Steven 6th and 7th for the Scuderia. Ignelis takes your final points playing position, and who knows, that could be the most important point in the championship battle. As we got Bunty in the chat saying Cassidy is driving really well. Cassidy has had has got some really good momentum. He's been phenomenal in these last 2 races, and genuinely speaking, could become your championship leader today. If he becomes the championship leader today, that would be a race and a half. That is a race of 2. As we've got Nilsano in 9th, Mickey in 10th, Rackler in 11th, Berry in 12th, and Umnoid will round out your sprint race. Contrasted emotions down at Williams. However, with Michael retiring out of that sprint with damage, your driver of the day awarded by the in-game bands is Ballboy. 14th up to 6th. We'll hope to see if he can recreate that in the feature race. But here are your points for the sprint round. Here is your delta times as well. That's mainly for Nilsano. Just so we can see the fastest laps and all that. But we will get underway very, very shortly for the marathon of the 2. It is 33 laps at the Circuit de Barcelona de Catalunya here today. And it's Williams on pole. And it is the Flying Scotsman versus brother number 1 versus the level-headed Latvian for your race win. Get your predictions in now for your podium positions here in the Spanish Grand Prix. But the sun is beaming again. No more rain will be seen today. The rain is... it's scorching here in Barcelona. The sun is out. The track temperature is going to be hot. The degradation could be high. Don't forget, no formation lap for the feature race either. As I'm now just expecting this to go to the 5 laps at some point. As I will get you everything up at towards... well, after your 5 lights. But I'm going to try and sync this here. This is your advert. But we are going to go to 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix here in FRL F2. We are underway here. Cassidy is ghosted slightly here, but let's get a better camera angle. Cassidy still out on top here. Michael Van Dongen going into the vicinity. There's contact between the Alpine and the McLaren here. Jamie on the inside line here. Sends it into turn 1 here, but loses a bit of track position now. All over the back of him is VIP GTA Gamer, but here comes Ballboy Stephen already down to 10th from 7th on the grid here. Nilsano is your electric star, but it's still the Flying Scotsman out on top here. Here comes Ballboy and Nilsano here. The battle for 6th position at the moment. I'm going to get you your just 2 things very quickly here. We're going to have a look at your tyres very quickly. Your tyre choice here. Oh, Stephen is the only one on the Weibel hard compounder tyre, and he is dropping down into 11th position. Ignelis and Ballboy still finding it out here, as that's elbows out there for Ballboy, and Ignelis isn't going to be happy here, but he's got to think of championship. Speaking of which, it's a split strategy. Cassidy on that medium compounder tyre. Van Dongen's picked the softs. Here comes Ignelis round the outside of 10. Is it going to be enough against the 3-time world champion, the future champion versus the 3-time? It's past versus present. Who's it going to be on the run into 13? Ignelis, neither want to give an inch here, but unfortunately at the moment for him, the Lithuanian is going to have to back out here and not cause a collision. And Rackler now all over the back here. As now Ballboy is being swallowed up like a bowl of Weetabix. And Rackler, is he going to get to him for the price of 1? He is into turn 1. He holds the inside. There's a little bit of contact between the Aston Martin and the Alpine. But it's the Aston Martin. It's a 2-for-1 deal. It's a buy 1, get 1 free for brother number 2 here. He's trying to make his way back up the grid here. Van Dongen, 2 attempts to gap. But here comes Edzak. 1 Alpine got overtaken by an Aston Martin. Is he ever going to try and make the move on the other Aston Martin here? And he's off the track slightly. But they're still wheel to wheel. Edzak's going to back out here into turn 7. And the Alpine thinks better of launching it down the inside of Van Dongen. But still, lap 2 of 33 is Cassidy out on top. Michael Van Dongen in second, Edzak in third here. Then Cassidy is on that medium compound tyre. I'm going to get rid of that very quickly for you guys. As Looking through, VIP has already lost to DRS to JB at the moment. And it's not ideal for the AlphaTauri driver. He seems to be struggling in that car at the moment. We don't tend to see AlphaTauris really high up on the grid in real life. To be fair, this is what real life would look like if we didn't have Red Bull. But here comes Van Dongen. Here he goes. He's flying past the Flying Scotsman. And now it's the Flying Dutchman's turn to take the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. He's a little bit off the track there. Oh, squiggly diggly. But don't forget, Cassie on that medium compound tyre. The strategy is going to become crucial as ever here in FRL. Edzak's now going to be licking his lips, trying to get past the Flying Scotsman. The level-head Latvian knows where to make the move. As further back to the final points play position, Michael F1. Don't tell me he's tried the inside. He's already made a move into turn 9 here, and now he's going to try and mug off Ballboy on the outside of turn 5. Don't tell me he's going to make it. Wheel to wheel into turn 7. Michael F1 take a bow, man. That is a very audacious move, and it is one that's going to be living in the FRL archive for years to come. That is an audacious move up into that final points pay position into P10 here on lap 3. He is in the final points paying position. But it's still now Michael Van Dongen out on top, Cassidy in second, Edzak in third. Aston Martin trying to make that soft compound tyre work, but he's already going right to left now. No more defensive moves for Michael Van Dongen here, but Cassidy is still too far back at the moment, and Van Dongen looks to be comfortable in the lead of the race at the moment. He has won races before as O'Steven and Mickey fighting for the battle of the wooden spoon. And speaking of which, it's not just one. It was both Ferraris overtaken by a Mercedes, but still Ballboy now up into 11th position. And it's Ferrari and Mercedes, the two teams not scoring any points at this current moment. And it's not ideal for Mercedes in particular. They need the points in the constructors' standings. The big gainer though at the moment is JB, as McLaren are last in your Constructors' Championship. 3 points between JB and Scar, but JB up to 4th here. This is going to be a massive haul of points for the team from Woking. Speaking of which as well, further back, Neil Sarno in the Alfa Romeo Sauber in 6th place, trying to line up a move on VIP GTA Gamer. And he's going to think about Robert, but here comes Rackler. Rackler is getting cheeky. And he's going to want to make this move. He needs to make the soft compound tyre work compared to these medium runners. And he's got to make this advantage work. But Rackler at the moment looks really racist. We're in a massive DRS train now. And this is some enthralling battle. Ignore WOR last night. This is the action we want to see. Nilsano moves to the inside. Oh, he moves... there's contact between Rackler and Nilsano. As further back, Ubenoid makes the move on Ballway for P11 and the first of the non-point paying positions. And this is still a great battle for P11 at the moment. Looking further forward, Rackler still hounding all over the mirrors of that Alfa Romeo Sauber car. Obviously, the last year we're going to have an Alfa Romeo livery in F1. And in FRL, this is the last game as they do go back to Sauber before the Audi takeover. And honestly, I cannot wait to see Audi in FRL as well in 2026. Whether FRL is still a league at that point, we won't know, but hopefully it is. And now Ignales is all over the back of Rackler. Don't tell me the Lithuanian. Oh, there's contact! There's contact! He dies it down the inside turn 10. Is that damage? It might not be for Ignatius, that could be rear wing damage for Rackler. We know in this game rear wing damage is absolutely lethal to drive with. But it's still Michael Van Dongen out on top, Cassidy in second, Edzak in third, here on to lap 6. But it's still wheel to wheel action. Nilsano, it's the Alfa Romeo Sauber up into P5 now. 10 critical points for that Alfa Romeo team as the AlphaTauri. It's not a dream join back for VIP GTA Gamer, the man who's moved to wheel now, and obviously a champion in his own right here in FRL F down when we had F4. But still looking ahead, Cassidy is hounding all over the back of that Aston Martin. All he can see is Aramco. And he's thinking, I want some Aramco for myself, but I want that position more. I need to make sure your soft compound tyres do not run away from me. And is he going to make the move? Please, I don't want Cassidy to make contact here and lose out on a chance of a double race win at the moment. But Cassidy, the momentum is with him. He is absolutely rampant, and you could say the best driver currently in FRL F2 based on form at the moment. He's going on for his second win of the season and could be your first multiple race winner of the calendar year. Here in FRL, as now Van Dongen moves to the right, moves to the left here. It's great, it's smart here from the Aston Martin, but he uses defensive move up early and he's going to have him hold him back even more. Nilsano is making a magnificent comeback drive at the moment. P4 for the Alfa Romeo Sauber, ahead of that McLaren Alfa Romeo, needing the points as well. As I believe they're in, I think they might be P9. No, they're not. That's Haas, with Berry De Beer scoring a point for that American outfit. But here, the battle between P1 and 7, you can't split them. You genuinely can't split them. Yeah, that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 3 seconds. It's between your top 7. 3 seconds. You couldn't write it here today. As I'll get you your deltas back up. Oh, no! Oh no, that's a horrible crash into turn 9. The safety car is awoken. That is a horrible crash out of turn 9. I don't know. What's Mickey doing? What have I just seen? Mickey? That is a horrible crash. And that's VIP out of this Grand Prix. AlphaTauri scoring nothing, scoring nada for this race. Everyone into the pit lane. Nilsano is the only one staying out here and will become your race leader here. JB picks up a 5-second time penalty. No! JB has picked up a 5-second time penalty here. The McLaren scare going from bad to worse onto the medium compound time for him. We're going to have a look here. Oh, Steven stays out. Oh, Steven is up into P2. Yes, he stayed out. But oh, Steven on the hards. And Steven P2. Van Dongen on the hards. It's Cassidy on the hards. Zach on the mediums. JB on the mediums. Rackler on the hards. Ignelis on the hards. Michael F1 on the softs. Berry De Beer on the hards. Humanoid on the hards. Ballboy on the hards. And Mickey, guess what? He's on the hards. But we are going to be now under safety car conditions, and we should get hopefully underway a minimum of lap 10. And don't forget the DRS will be activated on lap. If we do get underway on lap 10, we will have the DRS activated on lap number 12. But it's going to be Nilsano leading us out from on green flag running. That is a horrible crash, so to see out of turn 9, obviously so high speed, and you never want to see a driver crash there. Even in a sim race, that is a horrible one, especially on the wheel. And we're just waiting on Mickey at the moment. And we will get underway on lap number 10. It's Nilsano on top, O'Steven in second, Van Dongen in third. Van Dongen is your provisional race leader. We're going to have a look at the position changes. Nilsano is your biggest winner at the moment. 8 positions gained for him. Your biggest loser is obviously VIP, 9 positions, but on currently on the track, your biggest loser is Ballboy on -6. Covering the rest of your gains here, O'Steven is up 5. Van Dongen down 1. Cassidy down 3 from pole position. Edzak is down 2. JB is also down 2. Rackler is up 4. Ignelis is your only driver to stay where he started. Michael is up 5 from the back of the grid. Berry is up 2, Humanoid up 2, Ballboy down 6, and Mickey down 3. But we will get underway here, as we're gonna, on lap 10, we're gonna have a quick look at your tyres. Don't forget, JB has got only 1 time penalty. It's a 5-second time penalty, and can be served in the pit lane if we were to get another safety car. But we'll have to serve that at the end of this Grand Prix. But Van Dongen and Cassidy can go to the end. Edzak is going to be touch and go. JB is going to be touch and go. Rackler can make it to the end. Ignalis is going to make it to the end. Michael won't. Berry will. Umri will. Bulby will. Mickey will. Neil Sano and Stephen Hasters are on the hards, but Miyasako are going to get rid of all that. But Neil Sano is going to be your virtual Burt Mylander here today, and it's going to be interesting to say, oh, you are kidding me! Neil Sano, you cheeky bugger! He's decided to go do a spot of lawn mowing there. Neil Sano spinning out his rear tyres. And he's going to be touching. When is he going to go? Where is he going to go? He's going to go in the chicane there, to be fair to him. Is he going to go now? He's going to go on the entrance of 14. Has he got Stephen Nappin? No, he hasn't. Here goes Neil Sano. Green flag running once more here in FRL. Oh, Stephen is all over the back of it. Don't tell me, oh, Stephen's going to go for the move. For the lead of the race. Oh, Stephen. Go on, oh, Stephen. This is for the lead of the race. No, oh, Stephen goes for it, but stays in P2. Michael F1 is up to P8 at the moment. Gnellis is really struggling as Michael Van Dongen has made the move that he needs here. Oh, Stephen, though, hanging around the outside of turn 4. Can he make it? Or is it going to be a double swoop? Is it going to be double trouble for Michael Van Dongen? Here comes the Flying Scotsman up into third. He needs to get past Van Dongen. Is he back up into the lead of the Grand Prix? No, Neil Sano just about to head to forget. Neil Sano is on the whole tyres, but here comes the Flying Scotsman on the outside of turn 8 into turn 9. Who's going to be leading? Your provisional race leader, it's Cassidy, but there's still wheel to wheel down into turn 10 here. You couldn't write it. Cassidy will have your inside line here. Neil Sano's a massive move to gain it for Flying Scotsman. Is up and through into second place and the provisional lead. But here he goes. He's not done yet. He wants Neil Sano. He wants him on track. He doesn't want to move on the overtake there. The Gallis is up into ninth. Michael Avon not making that soft compound tyre work at all. Humanoid now all over the back of the Williams driver as they're wheel to wheel here. Don't make it 3 wide, boys. Do not make it 3 wide. Michael Van Dongen is already ahead as well. Ahead of Cassidy. And this is an enthralling fight for P1 as you can't even rule out Edzak and JB as they're wheel to wheel into turn 3. JB's got the inside line as there's contact. There's contact. JB and Edzak are in the wall. Edzak coming off worse and now Bury the Beer is up into your provisional podium. And oh, there's contact for Flying Scotsman. He's into the lead. Woo. There's contact between Neil Sano and Michael Van Dongen now, and you couldn't write it. I know the driving standards of like WOR and all that have become horrible, but that is contact of the highest order. And now Bury the Beer, 69, the Haas driver, could be on for his, well, he's currently on his first ever FRL podium here. Could he be on for a first ever FRL win? Cassidy is in the pit. Bury the Beer takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix, and this could be the battle for your first win. Michael F1, do not rule him out. You couldn't write this. Cassidy, JB, Michael Van Dongen, and there's your top 4 on the safety car race. Oh, there's a safety car. Humanoid is gone at turn 4. And somehow, out of all of that, Rackler leads the Spanish Grand Prix. I think we need to catch our breath there. That has been something for that. Was a battle and a half. Neil Sano will come into the pits. I think Stephen will as well, to be honest. And genuinely speaking, it's our Rackler leading. Bury the Beer in second. Michael F1 in third. It's the teammates now. The teammates in the Haas. Instead of it was Michael Van Dongen, Cassidy, JB, Edzak are now all your top 4 are now into the bottom 5. Genuinely speaking, this is some race, and wow. I mean, this is a battle and a half here. And who says Lee Grace instead? You might see WOR. You might see Michael into the pits. Don't forget Michael's on that soft. Now Sano is into the pit lane here. Oh, Steven say that. Wait, what? Huh? Nils! Nils! What? What is he doing? He's crashed, doesn't he? That's not. Nils, you had one job. You had one job. Let's just look on the stream here. He crashed. He crashed into the wall. As Van Dongen is into the pit lane here, Cassidy stays out on that soft compound tyre. Is Mickey gone? Mickey's gone through a... No. Oh no, he got caught out by the bump. We've had our first victim in this race to the pit lane bump. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go too quick into the Spanish Grand Prix pit lane, as a result, there's huge amounts of data, so expect teams to be at the top of their game this weekend. We're not going to have a restart for that. He's hit the bump. As Cassidy is into the pit lane here, off that soft compounder tyre, but we'll run and bob in him for a little bit. Why not? But yeah, that's a confirmation there that Nosano is a numpty and hit the bump. But we are going to get underway here on lap 15. DRS will be open on lap 17 of this Grand Prix now. As we're just waiting on Cassidy here. He's back on the soft compound tyre. If he gets them soft compound tyres to the end here, that would be a phenomenal job. But I don't think he will. He's going to be open out for another safety car. So will the McLaren in front of him of JB. Don't forget now, everyone apart from that P11 will score points unless P11 goes for the fastest lap. As we're going to get underway here, as Rackler will become your virtual Mylander for the second time. Well, for the first time for him in this race, but for the second time in this Grand Prix, it's the Aston Martin to being your virtual Mylander here. As the real Mylander runs away here. Don't forget Rackler now gets to dictate your pace here. And we saw Nilsano went on the exit of the entrance of 14. But, oh, he's gone! It's go, 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 go! Foot to the floor, pedal to the metal! As Rackler now is going to keep us going under green flag running once more here. It's Rackler around top, Bury the Beer in second. Ignellis is up to fourth now. Oh, Steven in third, yet to stop in this race. So he's going to be hoping for another safety car alongside your two at the back. And it's still the Aston Martin versus the Haas here. And this is for a first race win of the season. But the way this race is going, you genuinely, even Cassidy at the back of the grid can win this. That's how topsy-turvy this race is becoming. As Michael, don't tell me he's going to go for it again. On the inside of turn 7, Michael makes a move on Edzak into turn 7-4. Guess what? P7 Vaclava is running away with this race. Bury the Beer in second. O'Stephen is no longer in third. It's Ignelis. Oh no! Don't tell me it's contact. O'Stephen, he's going to try for it, but he's going to let his teammate by. And now it's the battle of Ball Boy versus Ignelis here today. As the hell has happened there? Oh, Michael. We are now under a virtual safety car here. Now I think, yep. O'Stephen into the pit. Ed Zach into the pits as well. They know what the bump is. As, yeah, that is justifiable for these two to come into the pit lane now. As it's a free pit stop for the two drivers. Medium compound tyres on for both of them. No, it's hard for Ed Zach. Mediums for O'Stephen. O'Stephen out ahead of the Alpine driver, the level-headed Latvian. Might not be so level-headed here, but we don't know when the green flags are going to drop here. We're waiting for the yellow flags. As we're going to ride on board with, you know what, we'll ride on board with JB as with green flag running once more. Mickey is big corner napping, and JB is already through up into 6th. Here comes the Flying Scotsman on the Spaniard. The Flying Scotsman, has he got the traction down on Mickey? Yes, he has. The Flying Scotsman is up and through into 7th place, and this is now the start of the redemption. It's the comeback drive from the Flying Scotsman. Can we see Cassidy take possibly a second race victory? You just cannot write it here in Fan 3 Racing League F2 Season 13. It's unwritable, this race. Rackler still out on top. Bury the Beer in second. Ignelis in third, your championship leader. But it's being hounded by a 3-time world champion. It's past versus future now. But speaking of which, another former world champion is going to go for it. Oh, Ballboy, he uses the slipstream from Ignelis. Michael Van Dongen is up and through into 4th place. And can we see both of the brothers on the podium here with Bury the Beer in second. This is an enthralling race. Michael Van Dongen is already up and through into 4th here. Whether he gets a penalty or not for the collision with Nelsano, we do not know. But for now, we know he's scoring 12 points, and with his brother up ahead in that race lead, 37 points going to Silverstone here today. That can all change. We're only halfway through this Grand Prix somehow. Then again, we've had a lot of laps under safety car, but that's the nature of having loads of laps at a short circuit such as Barcelona. And you love to see really a lot of racing, a lot of enthralling fights. As Bullboy is now being hounded. As, don't tell me, Michael Van Dongen on the outside of 12. Has he got the grip? Don't tell me he's done it. Michael Van Dongen, what a move from the Aston Martin. He's up and through into B3, but how long can he hold on? As he's got Ignelis, the DRS is wide open. The letterbox is let him through here. He's waving to Bullboy there as he stays behind the Aston Martin driver. The Ramco for days for the Alpine here. Van Dongen lives to fight another day, but he is gaining on Bury the Beer. Could we see a Aston Martin 1 and 2? We will see team orders between the two, I think, to secure a 1-2. But you just never know here in FRL. So Gas Rider no longer on board. Don't tell me! Cassidy! The Flying Scotsman has he done it again? The Flying Scotsman on the inside of turn 7! He's got balls of steel! Oh, you could say balls of haggis! Here today. And that is a sensational move into turn 7. And Cassidy is through into the top 5. You can't write him off. And now he's all over the back of the Alpine driver of Ignelis here. Ignelis hasn't got the DRS here. Cassidy, the Flying Scotsman. This is a redemption drive and a half. Cassidy is now through into 4th place. And this is a comeback drive and a half. He might be on that softest compounder tyre for now. And he will come into the pit lane at some point to remove that Red Bull compounder tyre, but a sensational move there from the Flying Scotsman. As now his next target is Michael Van Dongen, but still Bury the Beer really struggling. And don't forget, this will be his maiden podium if he does hold on. Rackler has ran away with this already. Rackler seemingly the only one to stay out of trouble at the moment. Unfortunately, at the moment, though, I think with Rackler, we don't get interviews with him or Michael Van Dongen. We might not get one with Berry, so we might not have any for this race week. Ellis picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's track limits there. Your first 3-second time penalty, and I will say, it's lap 19. That's the first track limits we've had. Fair play to everyone for keeping it in the white lines. It's been a decent standard of driving. Obviously, between safety car 1 and 2, it was a bit sloppy, but genuinely speaking, it has been a great standard of racing and a lot of plaudits to everyone. And now, the Scarlet Ferrari lines up the attack on the Alpine here. It's Italy versus France, and guess what? It's Italy out on top. At the current point here, lap 20 of 33 at the moment here. It's a, oh shoot, wait, it's a 1-2. It's a 1 and 2, and now Rackler is backing off here. This is sensational team play, and here comes the Flying Scotsman again. He's got buried a bit, and he's up into that podium position. Do not write your Cassidy off here today. It is currently an Aston Martin 1 and 2 here. The brothers are working superbly at the moment, but it looks like Rackler is going to drop off the pace here to give his brother the DRS to help him in his fight against Cassidy. Cassidy, though, how long will those softs last now? We're going to have a quick check for you. 6 laps on that softer compound tyre. We're seeing JB is struggling slightly as well, down in 7th place. Can Cassidy make him to the end? Can he make him work? No DRS for Van Dongen. Rackler is running away with this. Here comes Cassidy now. He's charging. They don't call in the Flying Scotsman for no reason. He's pushing. That Williams to the end. Here he goes. Thinks better of it into turn 1. He might try to switch tracking. Ellis is through up into P5 further back. In behind the Flying Scotsman is still behind. Brother number 2 at the moment here. But it's still Rackler on top. Van Dongen in 2nd. Cassidy in 3rd. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. Now Sano has left the session there. Obviously has DNF in this race. The lap 21 and 33 at the moment. This is a phenomenal drive here, and Van Dongen looks to be a bit more of a faster Aston Martin at the moment. Berry de Beer still an impressive 4th place at the moment, and I think I'm going to quickly look at the standings and keep one eye on the I'll keep one eye on. Cassidy looks down the inside here, but Rackler is really dropping off the pace here to give his brother the DRS, the letterbox to open for the Aston Martins. They're going to try to secure it. I'm going to have a quick look. This would be Berry de Beer's best finish in FRL if he does manage to secure this P4. He has picked up a P5 in Qatar in the first season opener, but despite that has DNF'd and not turned up. But here comes Cassidy. It's no longer Aston Martin 1 and 2. It's an Aston Martin 1-3. The Flying Scotsman. It's not over till the final, till the checker flag. Cassidy, he hasn't given up yet. This is a phenomenal drive from the Flying Scotsman here. And Van Dongen looking all over the inside of the Williams car at the moment. He's going to try to get the move done. And now Rackler needs to power on it to try and break the DRS to help his brother. But no, Cassidy looks unstoppable. Is anyone going to stop him? And I think if Rackler can't drop him out of DRS, it seems to be a matter of when, not if, for the Flying Scotsman to take back the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. And this could be back-to-back wins for Williams. And still through it's 7 tenths. Under 7 tenths. Cassidy is gaining on that Aston Martin here. And could it be our first double winner of the season? Could it be Rackler's first win of the season? How could Van Dongen or Berry de Beer take a surprise win? Here comes Cassidy. He's got the battery to use. As Rackler, no one's using it at the moment. It's a charge. The Flying Scotsman, he is flying out on track on that Red Bull compounder tyre. The softest of the lot here. Rackler on that hard. And he's going to hold on for now. Rackler lives to fight another day. But here comes Cassidy. It's not even 2 tenths. It's not a tenth. It's just over a tenth between the two. And now the Williams is going to be all over the back of that Aramco sponsored car. And we've seen Cassidy make moves into turn 7 before. Could he make another one here today on that softer compounder tyre? As we've had a load of messages come back through from the stream. Thank you. As VIP has left the session there, that is for obviously he's DNF'd here. Cassidy though, he's going to think better of sending it into turn 10. Not an optimal overtaking place turn 10. We have seen moves there today, but I think your top 3 at the moment is very much secure unless there is controversy here today. Cassidy still looking for this second race win of the season. Cassidy, he just looks unstoppable when the car is dancing. I think further back there is an enthralling battle as he wants the ERS. Macho wants the ERS. I think he's engineering. There you go. I don't really tend to have telemetry on, so there you go. Cassidy, your race leader, has 20%. Rackler 17, Van Dongen 17 here. The Aston Martins are going to have to work together here to beat the Flying Scotsman. And obviously the brothers here, as that's exact the move for P9, at the back of the grid there into turn 1, as Michael's still running. And it's a race of contrasting emotions here. I'm going to take off your telemetry for a little bit here. As we'll do it here. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? There we go. I just hopped into your go-to commentary. I love that, mate. Thanks. We love to see it. We love to see it. And I mean, it's some go-to commentary on a go-to race at the moment here. As it's still the Flying Scotsman out on top here. Rackler in second, Van Dongen in third. Cassidy has been absolutely immense. He has been unstoppable in this race here. But can he make the soft compounder tyres to the end of this race without dying? Don't forget Rackler. So, on the tyres here, we are going to have a quick look for you here. Cassidy, 11 lap-old softs. They're going to be dying soon. Rackler on 17 lap-old hards. Van Dongen on 12 lap-old mediums here. It's 3 tyres in the top 3 at the moment. Further back, that's JB into the pit lane here for another set of soft compound tyres. Don't forget, JB had 2 lap older tyres than Cassidy. So that's not a good omen for the Williams driver. The optimal tyre at the moment looks to be the hard compound. Don't forget, we did have a safety car, which a lot of people boxed under, not including Stephen, Michael, JB, both Michael and Michael Van Dongen, and also Cassidy didn't box under it. But I would recommend you go back to, I think it was lap 10, if you want to see me lose my voice. But it's still Cassidy on top, Rackler in second, Michael Van Dongen in third. And here it goes now. Here we go. Rackler, if the softs are dying, Rackler is back up into the lead of the Grand Prix here. But he is low on battery here today. The Aston Martin now has Cassidy all in his wing mirrors. Buried a bit in Ignellis. Oh, don't tell me Ignellis trying around the outside. He thinks better of it. Buried a bit. Stays into 4th position here and still fighting for his best result here. Ballboy though, he's going to be licking his lips here and trying to get past the Alpine driver here. As Cassidy, 2/10 is the gap here. And I just can't, I don't think you can take your eyes off it at the moment. Ballboy, don't tell me Ballboy's going to go for it. No, Ballboy using his experience here in FRL, the most experienced driver in FRL, using his head there. But genuinely speaking, I don't think you can rule out a Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. As here we go, Cassidy is all over the back of, oh no wait, that's Van Dongen. Van Dongen's lost time. Van Dongen has gone off track at turn 10. And that could be a warning there for the Aston Martin. Cassidy is all over the back. There's a little bit of a wiggle out of turn 13. Through turn 14 we go for the 26th time in this race. But here comes Cassidy, the Flying Scotsman. Is he going to send it? No, he thinks better of it. He also uses his head here and is thinking of the future, not of the present. And trying to conserve his tyres, conserve the battery. And let Rackler push. here, but you can't rule out Van Dongen either of this race win here, but he is seeming to drop out of your points per position. JB picks up your fastest lap of the race of 14.0 there. Phenomenal time, to be fair, for F2, to be fair. As I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Michael F1 come into the pit lane very shortly, but you just can't take your eyes off this battle for the top 3, your podium positions here. Cassidy, your race winner last time out in Kota, he's looking for his second race win of the season. Rackler charging it for his first race win of the season. That's a wiggle there for Rackler. And now that opens the door up for Cassidy as we go through turn 13 once more here. It's flat to the floor in 6th gear. 7th we go, back into 6th, a bit of braking there for Rackler. But oh no, Cassidy is all under, he's under attack here. Here comes Van Dongen. It's back to being how it was. It's a Silverstone duo. 1 and 2 is the brothers, but here comes Cassidy. Tries around the outside, but he can't get the grip. And the soft compound tyres must be dying off now as Bullboy is back past your championship leader in Ignelis. Here today, looking further back as well. JB has got past O'Steven. And still, you've got some of the closest racing here. And I think, as a commentator, you're going to expect the Aston Martins to go into team orders at the moment. And I think for our sake, we don't want them to go into team order mode here. We want to see them fight. We want to see the 2 Aston Martins giving everything for this race win. As we're running through turn 10. Once again here, lap 28 of 33. You just can't take your eyes off this battle at the moment. Ellis struggling here, P6 at the moment, but he won't lose anything on that penalty. Don't forget, he is your only driver to pick up a track limit time penalty here. My apologies for the volume dropping down a bit and all that. We've unfortunately, it's a little circumstance though. Full of it really. But JB as well, we've missed that. He has got past exact there, as it's still Rackler out on top, Van Dongen in second, Cassidy in first. And guess what? It's Ignelis past the Ferrari Bullboy. Playing it smart, to be fair. He's not going for anything too stupid. He's going for that P5 at the moment. He thinks that P4 is coming out of his reach from Berry the Beer. Berry the Beer as well, I will say, a phenomenal drive so far from him. He's been outstanding. And as well, this race, the standards, minus a little bit of a moment through laps 10, 11 and 12. The standards overall have been great. And, you know, who needs WOR PC Tier 1 when you've got FRL F2 season number 13? But it looks to be Aston Martins are going to hold station here and go out for this 1-2. As that, I think that's Michael F1. Michael F1's gone for a spin there, and thankfully no damage for the Williams car there, and that will mean no safety car. And now your top 3 look to be just really struggling here as Michael F1's gone again. I think he needs to notice his tyres have gone off. Well, no, his rear's struggling here. But Van Dongen here. What is my bozo Berry doing in turn 4? Can you go on board with it? We'll ride on board with Berry through turn 4 for the Macho Man. He's using 5 tenths every lap. He could be struggling, to be fair. You never know. He is low on battery. We'll walk through. We'll ride on board with, I'll know that, with Berry the Beer. Just Ignelis is all over the back of him. Cassie has dropped off massively. The soft compounder tyre isn't working. And I've just noticed Berry is now gaining on Cassidy. Could Berry the Bear make a final charge here and get on to the podium for the first time in FRL here today? As Michael F1 picks up the 5-second penalty as he has retired from the race. That's your 4th retirement, hopefully your final one in this race. Do not rule this out though. Berry the Bear has gained 5 tenths on Cassidy. Now he has got Ignelis and Bullboy behind. Ignelis has got a 3-second time penalty. You could say Bullboy could get a podium here. As that, that is some brilliant defence from Berry the Beer. That is stellar job at the moment there. Ignalis still fighting it out. That is some top tier defence from Berry the Beer. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm just saying it in my British tone. That is some sterling defence there from the Haas. And definitely worthy of being in P4 at the moment. And you know what? Could make a last-ditch effort to get onto that podium. Do not rule him out. So I think Macho would love to see that. But it looks set now to be an Aston Martin 1 and 2 here today. Rackler and Van Dongen have been absolutely phenomenal this race. Rackler, Van Dongen especially early on in this race. And then Rackler picking up the pieces. He's been one of the cleanest drivers. Cassie holding on would be... I can't see the whole comment there. Would be mad, I can't lie. To be fair, he is really holding on to that soft compounder tyre. As we've got 2 laps to go here. Ballboy is ahead of Ignelli. Did Ballboy just send it through turn 13? Ballboy! I didn't know. He's going to have 20 old lap old softs across the line here. You can't rule out. Maybe Cassie could get a puncture. Then that could be the commentator's curse here. But the grip is going to be gone for the Williams driver. He needs to hold on. 3.7. Can Berry the Beer get on the podium for the first time in FRL? He needs to basically gain 2.5 in this lap to have any shot at it. And we're going to ride on board with Berry the Beer because he is looking absolutely phenomenal right now. And you know it's going to be an Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. We'll ride on board with your Aston Martins in Sector 3 on the next lap for your race winning moment. But Berry the Beer, 3 seconds. Is it on? We've got our expert in the chat. Macho, do you think it's possible for Berry the Beer beating Cassidy? Genuinely speaking, Berry is looking really quick at the moment. And Cassidy ahead. His tyres look fine at the moment. Macho has given him the confidence boost there. Berry can take this podium here. Do not go anywhere. Final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. Michael Van Dongen and Rackler are currently leading this race. 1 and 2 for the Aston Martins. Berry the Beer, 2.1 is the gap here. He's going to overtake end of straight middle sector. That's the only opportunity he's going to have here. 1.8, 1.7. It's all over. Cassidy, he's pulled out all the stops to try and make this soft compound tyre make it 20 laps here. As I'll quickly get the tyres up for you here, just so we can confirm. Yeah, 20 laps. That is a madness. Rackler from 11th on the grid as well. As, let's just see, is he going to get it? Through turn 7. Berry's in with the DRS. Berry is in with the DRS. We can confirm here. As we're going to run on board with this battle just a little bit longer here, as we're going to wait for the Aston Martins. Berry the Beer, can he get it? Cassidy, but for now we're going to ride on board with your 2 Aston Martins here. They've been the cream of the crop. They've been the Red Bulls of the Spanish Grand Prix. This time it's Rackler and Van Dongen. It's Brothers Unite. It's Aston Martin 1 and 2. But Berry behind. Can he send it on Cassidy? It's going to be a push to the line here. Who's on the podium? Cassidy takes P3 by the slenderest of margins. 1/10, 145 milliseconds. One more lap, and the tyres would never have held on. Cassidy would have missed out. Berry the Beer, though, he can be confident, and that is in that this is his best result in FRL today. Ballboy, a man known for winning in previous seasons, takes home 5th. Ignalis in 6th, Mickey in 7th, Edzak in 8th, JB in 9th. O'Steven's just picked up the fastest lap. I've just noticed that. O'Steven has taken the fastest lap of the race. Driver of the day will get awarded by the in-game fans is Rackler. I wouldn't agree more, to be honest with you, from 11th on the grid here today, but we may get into the party now. As I'm gonna I'll just quickly check if they want interviews. and we will get the party going very shortly. For the interviews chat, but it's still Aston Martin out on top. And not even a maximum, it's 43 points. The fastest lap bestowed them there. As there we go, there is your points for your race weekend. Rackler out on top, Van Dongen in second, Cassidy taking third from pole, Berry the Bear from 12th on the grid taking fourth there, Ballboy in fifth, Ignellis in sixth, Mickey in seventh, Ed Zach in eighth, JB in ninth. Stephen takes your fastest lap of the race in 10th, and they are all your classified finishers. Michael F1, Nassano Humanoid, and VIP GTA Gamer all failing to reach the check flag. But hopefully we can maybe get interviews with your top three. I don't think Van Dongen and Rackler do interviews. I'm not too sure, but we hopefully will get Cassidy in. But I'm going to invite all three into this chat now. So we'll go to play together. It's a lot easier. I can't add a few of them. So we'll see who's joined. Cassidy and Van Dongen, we can't really add Rackler at the moment. But we'll wait a little bit and just to maybe see if the Aston Martins join up. But we do have the Williams driver of Cassidy. We'll just quickly head over to the showroom to get that. And yeah, well, while he's here, so we don't waste any time, we'll start with the Flying Scotsman himself. Double podium after a double DNF in the first two rounds. P1 and P3 today. And yeah, we'll start off with Cassidy. Are you there? Yeah. Well, we're not. Well, we're not too bad here. So, obviously, your race was very topsy-turvy, but we'll come back over to that very shortly. First of all, we'll start off with one shot. You took pole by 6/10 there in the rain. Was it obviously regarding you were probably on a dry setup there? Was it more of an unexpected pole? Would you say in one shot? Yeah, and obviously, oh, go on. Yeah, and obviously, in the sprint, you were able to keep calm and take. I think you led every lap as well. Unfortunately, it wouldn't been a sprint Grand Slam. The fastest lap bestowing you. Obviously, no point for that. Though, so no point going for it. But obviously, focusing now onto your race. And we saw you basically go up and down the pack, and ending off that race on 20 lap old softs with Berry just behind you with one more lap. It would have been a whole different story. But what's your overall strategy to possibly get those softs to the end, or? Yeah. Ah. Yeah, but obviously, going into the next race, we're at the Principality next week for the Monaco Grand Prix, and I'm just doing the maths quickly. I think there's a good chance. Oh, you're missing next week anyway, but obviously a minimum of P2 in the championship might even be your championship leader, and you're not going to be here for it. But we'll skip over the Principality then. We'll go to a race in 2 weeks' time. Will you maybe be back? Are you back for round 7? So you're back in a month, basically, because we do have a break week between Portugal and... Yeah. But... Yeah, but we'll focus on the race that you will be back for round 7, which is the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. How do you fancy your chances going into that one? Yeah, and obviously as well, Bunty in the chat saying that you look to be one of the best ones out there on the pace and this momentum. Surely could delve into a possible title charge for yourself. But still, P3 in the race, so another podium finish. Congratulations, and we'll see you in about a month then. No worries at all. And unfortunately, we won't get the Aston Martins will not be joining us. The two who finished 1-2, the brothers, not really wanting to join and have an interview, but obviously it's a personal opinion for them. But that is going to do it for FRL F2 Season 13 at the Spanish Grand Prix, the sprint week. Tomorrow will be FRL F1. Join Stephen and Ballboy on this channel here as they take you through the action of the top tier in FRL. And I, myself, will see you next week for the Crown Jewel event, round number 5. It's the Monaco Grand Prix in the Principality. I've been S. You've been amazing. And yeah, doi.